Hello everyone, this is Pius Bharadwaj, Coach Chimpanzee, and today we have one of our Coach Vinay, who is there with us, and we are going to discuss on one of the topic, best diet to lose weight, to lose body fat. And that's what we are going to discuss. Hope you get a lot of value from this video. We are going to share a lot of our experiences coaching dozens of clients online. In the past 5, 6 years. So yeah, without doing any further ado, let's get started. Hi Vinay, how are you doing?
Hi, Pius. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump on the topic and share our wisdom with people, those who are struggling with this. So when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to losing weight, I
Mm-hmm.
really feel that the first thing which someone search on the internet is finding out the best diet to lose weight. But
Yeah.
still, there are a lot of people who struggle with
Mm-hmm.
the same. So let's start with you. You can share your view on this, your points, and then I'll be adding on to it. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
So back in the day, like when I started this one, I used to eat everything and I used to work out. And after a month or anything, I used to feel like I'm not reducing any weight. That's because I've been there at that weight and I'm eating everything and I'm working out. That means like I'm balancing both, like balancing input and output. That means like we're not making any progress there. So the only progress that you will see is like once you're in a calorie deficit, like once you reduce the number of calories. I'm not talking about the food here, like talking about the calories. So each food has like the different calories. Like so you can even in the calorie deficit, like you can eat like one dosha, not more than one. So that will give us like the enough calories to maintain our energy throughout the day, like along with other foods. But like not having the record of the calorie intake is the biggest mistake that everyone do during their weight loss sessions. Like, and they feel like it's not working everything, and they'll frustrate about it, and they'll get demotivated in making their food items. Like the people think of like they don't find any calorie deficit food items, but we have like vegetables, fruits, which are nutrient dense and with of less calories. We are not saying to eat them daily of those things. They can include some of them in their lunch, dinner, or like breakfast, where they can control their calories in a single meal, and they can drink more water like when they're hungry, like in between the meal timings. Like people will feel hungry and they'll go for like grabbing a snacks or any kind of things. Instead of that, like they can start drinking water, like which will give them the hydration. So that's my intake on the weight loss. Like if people are starting their journey, like they can really focus on the calories and the water intake. That will help them in progressing their weight loss and keeping them motivated throughout the journey. It's just the initial phase. And going on, like we can add like the nutrition in such a way, like they're getting enough protein, carbs, and fats, so that like they maintain their muscle and they lose the fat. So everything is important, like in the diet. Like it's not like you're reducing the carbs, you're reducing the fats, or you're reducing the protein. It's not like that. Like your body needs everything. The fats are required, like the difference between the fats. So that's a different topic. That's a different big topic, like where we can discuss on it on next time. But your body needs everything. Your each organ functions based on like each of the macronutrients and macronutrients. So you need everything that you need to consume in a daily process. Like if you're not consuming everything, like you may be seeing some difference at some point. If you take like for example me, like I was so hesitant to take like the salt, because like salt has so much of sodium in it, and I was so worried about like the sodium because like we use salt in everything, like in lunch curries, and if you're making something for the dinner, like we use salt in it, and we use a bit of more in it, so that like we'll have that tasty food. So what we don't understand is like even with the salt we take, like we take like so many of the food items from the outside, like which has like more of sodium content, like it's like let's say like the processed chicken or soy sauces, and any other drinks. Like the if you're going outside, like we'll say like this, there is so much of sodium items, like sodium contents in any of the food items. So without knowing, like we'll take like more of, and by without knowing it, like we'll increase the sodium. So what I did was like I reduced the salt intake and I reduced the eating the food outside. Like it drastically dropped my sodium level to the minimum requirement of the body. Like our body needs between 135 to 145, and my sodium level is like 135. So now, so it's a good thing, right? I'm still in the normal, but it's like close to the dropping down the required amount of it. So we have to understand the things like being healthy is not mean of like stopping anything. It's mean like they're taking everything in a controlled way, consuming everything that your body requires. So it's not a rocket science. You will get it from the experience, not for the weight loss, even for the muscle gains. That's the best thing we can say about like the weight gain.
Correct. So weight gain is something that we'll discuss later. In this topic, we'll
Yeah.
be solely focusing on weight loss. So if
Hmm.
I share my journey, I was not, first of all, overweight.
Hmm.
I used to be a corporate professional, worked in a lot of companies, like,
Hmm.
long meeting hours and everything. But at the end of the day, what happens is when you are involved in so many things, where you are so much busy, it's very hard to complete your nutrition.
Yeah.
But in when you are trying to look at that, I was having a little bit of belly fat which I wanted to reduce and overall improve
Hmm.
my fitness levels. But at that time, I have always seen diet as something which I can do for every day. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I have tried everything, just like someone else once, as I've said in the starting, when someone starts the diet, they are actually looking for
Hmm.
quick fixes. I have also looked for
Yeah.
that. So I have tried, every trending diet since 2016. Once I
Hmm.
was, getting into this. So I've tried intermittent fasting, keto, carb cycling. Then, I've never done extreme kind of dieting. As I've said that I was never overweight. So GM diet,
Hmm.
and there are few people who go on fruit diet, juice diet. So
Oh,
all these
yeah.
things, yeah, there are a lot of things which I have seen, I have experienced, and also, hearing it from a lot of my clients that they have
Hmm.
tried all this. But ultimately what happens is, at the end of the day, if you cannot stick with the diet for long term, like let's say if you are able to stick it for the next 2 or 3 months until you
Yeah.
are trying to lose your weight. But let's say once you lose your weight and you go back to your old eating
Yeah.
habits, so everything that you have lost will come back, and it will actually, they have eventually increased their weight more than what they were before,
More than yeah.
when they have
No,
started their journey.
I got it. Like I understand. It's the same like in 2018, like where I started like a month for the I don't know like at that time it was a keto, but like after talking with one of my friends, they told like I followed a keto diet, like they're having like the more of proteins and fats, like this chicken and egg, like there is no carbs are in it. So it's more of those kind of like, and within 3 months, like I had a very drastic change. Like I dropped down to 83 kgs and from 90 or like 92. And after starting the work, like after getting a job and going to work, and I had to come back to the normal diet because of the timings or anything. And I gradually increased my weight to back to normal. Yeah, like you said, like even I had tried so many diets, but not like the restricted kind of thing. Tried cutting down on the rice or the carbs for 1 week and taking the required amount of protein. So different kind of diets, but after at point like at certain point like I stick to the diet like where I had a good amount of carbs, proteins, and fruits and vegetables, like where I get like these so much of micros and macros. There was a time like for at least for a 1 month I was eating fruits for the dinner because like, I don't get a time to cook and everything. So what I kept is like at least for dinner, like I'll keep it as a like fruit so that I'll at least get like the micros before my bedtime. That sufficient for the day. And in the morning and breakfast, I'll cover on like the protein or the carbs and fats. So that I used to do like there was a time like I used to do like that. Now it is like they having the proper diet, having the protein and fats in the morning and the carbs in the lunch and fruits in the afternoon and again protein for the dinner. So now it is scheduled one. So
Correct.
it's a fixed one. Before that, like yeah, we used to do like so many things. And because like I was on my own and I saw like this so many commercials saying like they'll give the some kind of oil or anything and you can rub on your body like where you have so much fat and it will reduce the fat at that point. I was so confused by those things like yeah, it reduces the fat, but how good it is making to your health? Because like fats are not bad for the health. Technically saying the fats are not bad for the health, the carbs are not bad for the health, proteins are not bad for the health. Yeah, consuming excess is always like anyway it is a bad for health. Consuming excess protein it's a bad for health. It's they don't say like it's a good for health. And consuming excess vitamin C is a bad for health. Consuming vitamin D or like vitamin B12 or like sodium, iodine, like consuming more than the required amount, like any can harm your body. It's not like that. But the thing we need to understand is like there is no secret success or like the secret medicine that can reduce or like belly fat or like thigh fat or hip fats or anything. But if you're looking for the good health that can increase your longevity, like you have to keep walk or the moving. So even our organs will be lazy like us. If you stop working on it, they'll be lazy. They'll be sitting at one point like we do sit and watch TVs. So even they need the yeah. So if you're not giving the movement, they won't be active to play, or like they won't be active to burn the fat or the digest the food, or they won't be active to bloods to collect all the protein that in our body, all the fat in our body, so that like they can burn the thing and they can metabolism will be good. So everything. So it's important like the how you're eating, and it's also important like the how you're moving. So the people will think like the eating high amount of calories will gain the weight, but it's also not like that. Like if you're working out and eating good amount of food, your metabolism rate it automatically increases. So you need more calories as your body is improving. So it is not like that if you're consuming more calories also, like if you're gaining weight, like it is your body requirement. Like first of all, we need to understand like what is our body, and then we need to start thinking of the food and everything. So there is no rocket science or anything. It's like they are before, like like you were graduated from the MIT, like we know like how our education works. Like we need to focus on like the basics. The same with our body. Like we need to focus on the basic. Like if we have the strong basics, the result will be good.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
one point which I really liked about, what you said, that you have to do it from a health perspective rather than
Mm-hmm.
just thinking about, weight loss, fat loss, or any other thing. Of course, these all things matters because, anyone wants to look good, right? So everyone wants to
Yeah.
look fit. But at the end of the day, why are you doing?
Yeah.
So before you even start, you need to, what I really feel is like, let's say, even if you're picking up a diet, you should always look after your current situation or whether you
Yes.
can do it or not. Like, let's say in the
Yes.
past, if you have already tried keto, a regular Indian vegetarian diet where
Yeah.
everything contains carbs and along with that
Yeah.
comes protein. So if you are
Yes.
cutting those food sources also, then you have nothing left to nourish your
Yeah.
body. So
Yes.
that is also some, I think the best part is you have to stick with the basics. You have to
Mm-hmm.
look after your current situations, especially when it comes to, when we, while our main expertise is working with busy working professionals, they are already, they have a lot of tasks in the entire day. So we have to make them understand that, what is good, what is bad for your health
Yeah.
first. Then comes weight loss because, once you start moving your body, once you start exercising, once you have a trainer, coach along with you who is helping you
Mm-hmm.
to cut through the chase, giving you the right step-by-step instructions that this is what you have to do, this is how you improve everything,
Yeah.
and your lifestyle as well. Because what I really feel is not only your diet, but there are a lot of factors which affects your overall fat
Yeah.
loss journey. Like let's talk about stress. If you are not sleeping enough in the night, 7 to 8 hours, and you are thinking that you can do all your tasks, house chores, and then your work, and then again you are going to the gym. So even at gym, or maybe if you're working out at home, your performance will suffer if you're not sleeping
Yeah.
properly. And then again, all the, other things, your body hormonal profile changes. You are, creating more stress hormones, cortisol in your body. Again, you feel lazy and lethargic throughout the day. You have no energy
Yeah.
left. I mean, in fact, why are you doing this? First, understand, like, if you are not feeling great from inside, then what is the use of doing all this? So I really feel that we should pick something which is more towards our lifestyle. Like, let's say if I give you my example, I have tried, as I've said, I have tried keto. I'll be posting my pictures also. No doubt
Mm-hmm.
that has given me great results. No doubt. But
Yeah.
at that, I was younger in those days. I had no
Mm-hmm.
commitments, prior
Yeah.
commitment, my family commitment or professional commitment. So that was easy for me to do. But once you cross that 30 age mark, it is very hard for you to sustain those kind of diet or those
Yeah.
sustain that kind of lifestyle, right? Because you
That's
go out
true.
with your family. Let's say you are married, you go out with your wife, and then there you have something, let's say anything which actually will help you to satisfy your craving, right? Of course, then the
Yeah.
concept comes that you have to control the portion size still, but at least you can have one or two bites of that particular food so that you satisfy your craving.
Yeah.
And still you will be able to lose your weight because you have that kind of lifestyle. Like the very next
Yeah.
day, you are back to your workouts, you're back to your diet, and then you have no problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So sticking to the diet or like understanding our body is the crucial important. Like doesn't matter like what you're following, we have to stick to it. And after 30, along with the lifestyles, our body also changes. Like our body won't be active like we are before that. So our organs will be aging as well, like along with us. So they don't have the capacity to burn the same amount of calories like before 30. So we have to understand that one as well. So we have to understand that one, and we have to understand the food based on that. So our nutrition will be changing as we are aging as well. Like it's not like the fixed one, but it is a fixed one for certain moment, not for the lifetime. So we have to understand those things, and we have to keep on exploring ourselves to the different foods and to the different types. And it's just like how we do it with our careers. It's the same as with our body. If I'm talking about the corporate point of view, yes, like we will so at first like we'll complete the bachelor's or the master's to get into a job. Like once we get into a job, then we go for the certifications. Once we got the certifications, then we go for the MBA or like the higher careers. So once we got the higher careers, then if there is any something left, then we go and do that course and go into the like the CEO or the director positions or those kind of positions. The same thing with our body. Like till 30, to our body is like the bachelor's or the master's degree, and after 30, like it's like getting the job and to get a good health. Like once that is attained, and then getting job is like the more improving, like as you're aging, like the above 40, like you're getting those kind of certifications, like where your body is attaining to any kind of food items or like the healthy items, like getting more of the nutrients, micronutrients rich foods after 40. And it will be going on like that. Like if we want to see like ourselves at 100 or 90, it's everybody's dream to live to live like the 100 years or anything. But I think like in the world there are very few people living to that kind of mark. But yeah, so we have to understand that our body also changing like time to time, and we have to change according to it. And if you want to live healthy and risk-free life, so it's not like 100% risk-free, but you're trying to be risk-free with all your efforts. So there are some things like we can't control. So those things I'm not talking about, like where I'm talking about the things where we can control within ourselves and we can improve, and at least like we can try to maintain those. So I'm talking about those. So this will help. Like think in what are the perspective you want, and think like our body is also a machine in terms of health, like not in terms of work. Like I know like the people in the corporate offices like work like a machine. So I'm not talking about that kind of machine. I'm talking about the machine like which grinds the food we eat and do the metabolism and being like having efficiency to run throughout the day. So I'm talking that kind of like machine, like not like the corporate machine. Yeah. So think
Okay.
like it, and keep it active, stay hydrated, and stay focused on your health. So I know people give like more importance to the corporate work and the meetings and the deadlines and everything. It's equally important to focus on the health, like whenever get the chance. Like the best part of our body is like we don't have to do the same thing every day. But to keep that, like our mind should be like active as well. So to be keep our mind active, like it needs it fuel, like the fats or the carbs. It needs its fuel. So the same way, like we have to understand it. Like that's the best part of our body. Like we can do exercise today, and if you're not doing exercise tomorrow, that is fine with our body. It can adjust to it. But if you are coming back after 2 days for the exercise, that is fine for our body too. It can adjust to it. And if you're eating like the nutrient rich food today, it will adjust to it. And tomorrow, if you're eating like the unhealthy or the junk food, it will adjust to it. And day after, if you're coming back to the normal, it will adjust to it. So our body has the ability to adjust to the any kind of situation. But it's us like who we need to understand like what type of situation we need to give our body to be adjustable to. So that's what we need to understand in our body's perspective, and based on like our daily activities or like our life situations. There will be things, tough moments where we cannot think of like going ahead. Like losing a loved ones, or stuck with in your life like with a unsuccessful career or anything like that. So we believe like we were shattered at that moment, but we don't give another thought like why my mind is like only thinking till this part, like why I'm not thinking more than that. And if you think that way, like we can focus on the other things like which around us, like which are close to us, which our might not be able to focusing on because of the shattered conditions or anything. At the same time, like we'll be if we move on with those things, it will give like the new directions in your life or the career or anything. The same thing It same thing with our body as well. Like I know, like at that moment, like when we hit the 100 kgs, like we feel like our body is gone, or like I am gone, like I'm living an unhealthy life or anything. And if we think about it and if we stay at it, like we'll be at 100 kg, like we don't see any improvement. But if you stay focused and looking for the options, like how I can do it and where I can do it, like and the purpose of doing it, then you will see the difference, and you'll see the results, and then you'll see the difference in your life. So everything is with the same matter in the life history. Like the changes is the perspective that we look at it. So that I know, like the most of us will lack of the perspective that they're looking at it. Even I did the same back in when I was 2018. Those years, like I did the same. Like I was lack of motivation. I used to sleep all day. I was like struggling to get a job and start a career. Like, and those were the hard days. So I used to sleep all day, not doing anything and just eating all kind of junk foods. So yeah, it is the same. But starting there, like where because like before that, like I used to be an active, like we play soccer all day, like not go attending the classes. Like I used to be on the grounds everywhere. Whenever I get a chance, I go and play volleyball or the soccer or any other sport. Like they do doing the treadmill at least like for 1 hour or 45 minutes. So I used to go out like whenever I get a chance. It's not like the sleep. I used to be lazy for past so many years. It's not like that. But at that time, like I was so struggling with the career and get trying to find a job. Like I don't know like what to do and didn't get an interest of going out as well. Like I was so like depressed, confused, and what is going ahead. But at that moment, I went for a walk to get a fresh air, like because I saw the outside weather is good. I went for the walk, and I realized like I was unable to walk even for a half mile. It is like 800 meters around something like that. I just got struggled to walk that much distance as well. That's when I realized, okay, I am not making any good with my body as well, like along with my career. That's when I started to take the things in other way around, like going out and at least like working out for like 15 minutes or like 5 minutes or at least like 2 minutes. That is fine. Because like anyway, like one day, like I do the 2 minutes and it will go on like increasing like the rest of the days. Like I'll see the improvement because I know like the how our body will be with the active stages, like when we are playing or anything. I did that, and then now I'm seeing the improvement. And also like I forgot to mention, back in the days, like when I was in bachelor's, I used to play at least like 6 to 7 hours of soccer, and then came to the hostel. Like I used to be in hostel at that time. Came to the hostel and used to get like the kg biryani, and I used to eat all the kg biryani a lot along myself, and I used to be there at the 75 kgs. That's because like the simple thing is like I'm burning my calories and eating my calories. So that's and burning more calories than eating calories. So uh, ate like kg biryanis, and I ate like the all kind of like fast foods like what's it, like the noodles, Manchurians, burgers, everything, and cakes, whatnot, everything. You can name all the junk food that I love to eat. You can name everything. So even that kind of eating, I used to maintain like the 75 or 76 kgs, like which is ideal body weight for my height and the age at that time. So I was at 22 or 23. So that's if you notice that like why I'm eating everything and I'm being in the same weight because that's my lifestyle. It's like I burn like playing soccer like 6 to 7 hours of burning more calories there, like running with along with the ball and stopping at point like as to be goalkeeper, like and being active and focus on everything during for 6 to 7 hours. Our brain needs energy, and that way also the calories are burning. And coming home eating kg biryani, it will give like around like 1200 or 1500 more than the calories, but still I'm able to maintain the weight. That is the only simple thing because I'm active and I'm balancing both the nutrition and income and the outcome. So, but after that, like life changes and our priorities changes. Like we won't be able to play like 6 to 7 hours like we used to play. At least like we can play 1 hour, but the 1 hour calories won't be enough for like 23 hours of calories that we input our body. So we have to focus and we have to understand that like how it affects and how it changes the lifestyle. So it's different stages of life and different stories. It's not like we are the corporate and we are only understand the corporate life. It's like different stages. Like we came from the different eras. Now the people, if you see like the new generation, they'll stick to the TV and stay at home, and they think like they're fit and they want to be fit. But back in our days, we don't have phones, TVs, or anything like no laptops or anything. The only activity we have is like going to the meeting with the neighbor kids and play with them on the outside street games like the gully cricket or the seven stones. So those plays. So we used to get like a good amount of activities back in the days. Now I don't see like the good amount of activities getting for the younger kids. They're more stick to the PlayStations, phones, or the laptops. So they have like the more priority on those things rather than the games.
Correct.
And the people are also focusing on the getting the good career, and they're focusing on the studies and not focusing on the health when they're getting like in the +1 or +2 ages. So they're more focusing on the studies, not on the physical activity or anything. But people will always forget physical activity can improve the brain health, that can improve the thought process, and the people will forget about those things. That's bad, sad reality. That's a fact. Yeah, and it's hard to make them understand as well because of the what's it like the competition outside, or the urge to make the good career. So there are many factors affecting the health at the same time, like the physical body activities also. So people need to understand all those things and to get the better results with their body, and to keep their weight under control, and to keep their thought process under control, the stress under control. So everything comes are like interrelated, like diet and the exercise and their sleep. So everything is correlated to one another. So it's not like I'm eating good so that my weight will be in control. It's not like that. So even though you are eating good, and if you're not getting enough sleep or like enough physical activity, your body will try to have the like the what to say like the chubby kind of thing. It's not like you're eating good and you're having like the fit body or not. Like you'll have the chubby kind of body, that loose skin and everything. So even that is not good in certain ways. I don't have the research based on that if it is good or not, but I feel like even that is not good in a certain point of way, not in overall way, but in certain point of way, the loose skin or the chubby thin is won't look good on us in physical appearance, or like in the long term process in increasing the longevity or anything.
Correct.
So if you're still doing exercise, and if you're eating good, and if you're still chubby, then we need to understand like their DNA structure or like their hereditary is different. So people will have the different hereditaries, and the DNA structure won't one type of processor won't not be enough for everyone. So for my body, if I want to attain like the physique, like the healthy question or anything, I have to cut down on the carbs, because like my body is like endomorph, I think, and I can easily put on the weight like if I eat carbs. So yeah, if I want to attain a physique like the Hrithik Roshan or like the Salman Khan, like any of the actors like who has the great Pravas or Allu Arjun or Junior Intel, like, if I want to attain their body, I have to cut down more on the carbs because like the carbs are like the that increase my weight as soon as I eat, I take back them. So my body is like endomorph and I can easily grow weight. But I don't want that kind of body as well, because that's not the long-term sustainability that I can look for. Like I'm looking for like the good diet or like good food which I can eat every day and maintain the health and fit. For me, fit I'll say like the six pack, having the body that you can do your daily tasks, like to bring up the 40 case water pack, or like the 40 each bottle will be like the half liter. That will be the 40 case, like where you need to get from the store. And I need to carry it from the parking lot to my apartment. So that quite like the 200 to 300 meters. So I should be able to carry the 40 case water bottle to my apartment and to adjust that in the it location. So I need a strength and I need the stamina for it. So I need to be fit to focus on my daily act, lifting heavy weights or bending whenever it is needed to pick up the key, fallen key or anything, and to be able to walk in if so far like I don't have the kids, like if in future like I'll plan for the kids, right? And I should be able to spend time with the kids like in active way, and I should be able to walk with them because like I know the kids are very active, so we have to be active with them to keep them connected with us. So and we need strength and stamina to it. So the way I look at the fitness is like that is something that fulfills our daily activities for long life. It's not for like this year or like next year, it's for the long life, for 20 years or 30 years ahead. If I look at myself, I should be active at that time also, where I can play along with my friends. Like after retirement, I can go and sit with my friends and I can play with them like however I want, and I can do something on my own, not trailing any others. So the fitness I look at is that way. So many youngsters or anything that they look in the fitness in a different way, like they are looking for their ideals, like the Hrithik Roshan, who has the great physique, like the we call we call him as like a Greek god, right? Because like he has this such a physique, like everybody feels like he's a Greek god. Attaining that body needs a lot of dedication and everything. And now everybody, youngsters, will be looking for those kind of things. Yeah, at their age, that is fine because they're very curious to get in that shape and look handsome and maybe attractive in the group of people. For their age, that is fine. But for our age, like once you cross 30, that won't be the most priority thing that you're having. You will be having like the good weight that can maintain your life, healthy life for longer time. So yeah, that's what I take on the weight loss or like the controlling the weight and they're having the best diet. So
Correct.
best diet, I mean, say like the food you take, activity you do, the sleep, the amount of sleep that you get and amount of stress you take and amount of smile you give on a day. So all these things are all these things are the best diet for the weight loss or having the good healthy. Yeah.
Correct. So if I want to summarize this video, you have mentioned in this video that whenever it comes to getting in shape or losing weight after you cross certain, when I
Hmm.
was also young, in my 20s, my 25. So that was the time when I was, more inclined towards, getting a six pack and, looking like
Yeah.
all these celebrities and how they do it. But when it comes to, once you cross that 30 age mark, when you have responsibilities, it's more about how you can get fit, healthy, and sustain your goals for the long term,
Yeah.
not just for your body and for yourself, but we also think about our family. Like, let's say what
Yeah.
happens, once we get some sort of disease, there are two things which are
Yeah.
going to happen. All the savings that you have made, you have to invest and, going through, paying your bills, medicines, hospitals and everything, which you
Yeah.
can utilize for your future generation to, there is no perfect time to start. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people say that, once I
Yeah.
have more time, I'll be starting working out again. I'll be starting my diet again. But what I really feel is there is no good time to start all this. You are doing it for your health and not for someone else.
Yes.
Right. So you have to think it in that way, then only you will be able to achieve your goals. And also having a sense of motivation. People say that I lack motivation. Why it happens? Because you have not looked into your what to say, your inner motivation. Like, let's
Priorities.
say,
Yeah. Yeah. The priorities, like why you started the journey or like
yes,
why we are doing this. The
correct.
people lack of that kind of why every time in every task.
Yes. And you do this, like, in your jobs also, you ask why for everything. But
Hmm.
why not for fitness?
Yeah.
Why don't you ask why? Like, why I want to do this? Most people
Yeah.
say that I want to get fit. But why do you want to do that? Like, I think the real motivation is what I hear from a lot of people, when I get on a call with them.
Hmm.
So most of them say that I want to do this for my family. I want to do this for my kid. So tomorrow, once, he is growing, so I have to
Hmm.
play with him or her to match up with the energy levels, as you have mentioned. And then also, second thing is I want to be more productive in my job because I have, more clarity.
Hmm.
I'll have more energy levels at the end of the day so that I can again, spend time with family. So you have to find that inner motivation, why you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you start with a why, then only you'll be able to stick with it for long term and you'll stop looking for motivations because you
Yes.
yourself, your life is your motivation. What is happening around you, your life, your kids, your parents. So why we are doing all this? We are doing everything for them, right? Ultimately, if
Yeah.
someone is saying that, I'm doing it for myself, no, in some ways you're doing it for people around you,
Yes.
right?
That's
So
true.
that's
That's true.
correct. So that's what I
Yeah.
want to say. And then I think, Vinay, let's wrap up this video. I think we have shared a lot of points when it comes to what is the best diet to lose
Yeah.
weight. And we both came to a conclusion that there is no best diet for there is no secret, there is no
Yeah. There is no
shortcut to
secret for it.
success.
Yeah.
It's all
if
come
that
down to
if
consistency.
Yeah, if there is a shortcut to success, I would have been in IIT in a shortcut way.
Correct, correct. Nothing. There
There
is
is no
nothing.
shortcut. It's only the hard work. Finally, at the end,
Yes.
it's pays off. So there is no shortcut.
Of course, you can
It's all
always
your work.
take help. You can always take
Yeah.
help. Like, when it comes to, coaches like us, we are
Yes.
there to help you, assist you during the course of your journey. Because sometimes what
That's true.
happens is you are facing some challenges and you are not able to
Hmm.
figure it out. If you're not able to figure
Yeah.
it out, then why not taking help? It will cut down
Help. Yeah.
the entire thing, like, the time duration you're going to take to achieve
Yes.
that goal. If there is someone who have
Yes.
already been into that path and experienced everything, so, getting help from them is the best thing you can do. Time is money. Like
Yeah.
we always say this term, but then when it comes to investing, then
technically we say like time is money and money is time. So they both are related and we can't, yeah, the people will think that they're investing on us, but they don't think like they're investing on them.
Correct.
Like in the stocks, they'll say that they'll give in stocks, the people invest on it and they'll wait for years to get the growth in the investor stock. But people are so hurry in getting their changes in their body. They'll invest now and they within the 2 months or 3 months they want to see the results. I don't know, like the people need to understand like things takes time. Yeah, there is a process like where we can attain the good amount of weight within a week or 2 weeks. But we need to understand if that is a sustainable way, if that is helping our body, if that is giving a healthy life or not. So understanding those factors also the matters.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, great. Vinay,
Yeah.
so we will
Yeah.
be coming with more videos. I hope, like, people, those who are watching us right
Mm-hmm.
now, at least, they got some value and motivation to get started. And
Bye. 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 Like thanks. Thanks for giving the opportunity. Yeah. Bye.
perfect.